What's up, friends? Today we're covering practice video. How to build a winning outbound campaign from step 1 to step 10. How to automate it, how to save time, and how to ensure that you are most effective salesperson on the floor. Let's go. So what do you need? What are the tools that you need to build the first outbound campaign? There is a bunch of them. Some of them that you can try is Apollo.io, Mailshake.com, Instantly.ai, HubSpot.com. HubSpot is a CRM, but there is also functionality to create sequences, automation, and sending emails at blast. This is not the same tool as all of these tools, but this works. If you don't want to spend the bucks, if you're on a budget, you can still use HubSpot for sending emails, and that's gonna be fine in the beginning. Don't worry about this. Now, let's go to the juiciest part, the sequence. This is the sequence that I shared in the previous video. By the way, check the link, it's somewhere there. Watch the theory blog, how to get and how to build the outbound campaign, what are the best practices for building it, and now we're actually gonna do it. So as you see here, we have Day 1, Email 1, LinkedIn connection. And to build, I would use a tool called Apollo.io. I was showing you it last week about how to build your first lead list. You can also check out the video here. Guys, this is very important because without having a lead list, you cannot build an outbound campaign. I mean, you can, but there is no point in it. You can't start outreaching. So what do you do? There is a bunch of tabs here, and you need to go to engage, and then you go to sequences. Now when you're in the sequences, we start by creating new sequence. They tell you like pre-formatted clone from scratch. From pre-formatted, this is just different patterns. You can check out sequences that are already created for you, but we would go from scratch. We would go hardcore. We're gonna call it test sequence. Then you configure when you want to send out emails. This is also important. From 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. you can manage different schedules, you can manage different time zones, because for example, if you're in Indian time zone and you're prospecting the American market, then your normal work hours won't work for them. It's better to adjust your time zone for your target market. And then you go here, and then Apollo also advises you to get the AI-driven writing and blah, blah, blah. That's okay. We start with the first step. And this is what you will typically see in all of the tools that I shared. This is the different ways, what kind of communication you can send. It can be an automatic email, which we create right now, and then it automatically sends. You don't need to do anything. Manual email is when you create this step, then you get the task that you need to write an email to this person, and then you go and then you check and then you write the email and then you send the email. Then phone call, simple as that. Action item. Here you would put all of your Telegram outreach, Telegram DMs, Twitter DMs, Discord DMs, everything that is manual and that you cannot automate, you put it here. And then LinkedIn task, very easy. Connection request, messages, profiles, posts, and all of this stuff. So what we're actually going to do here is that we see first day, we have email 1 and LinkedIn connection. So here I'm going to go for an automatic email. This is what it tells you, advises you to start the step, when to start the step. For example, I add new people and it's asking me when should I outreach these new people. I would leave it on default for now. You go for continue, and then here you have your first template. So here's the subject. You write like any subject, and then in the body you also write anything, and then you can immediately see the preview here. Okay, so this is ABC, ABC. You can use also on your right hand side, this is an AI assistant that helps you to build. I was actually exploring it a little bit, but let's hide it for now. So here you have a preview, here you have your first email. We're gonna cover what to write in your first email, in your first communication in the next video. So guys, right now is the best time to subscribe, hit all those like buttons, get your friends on the channel and start learning more about sales career. But for now, we're gonna leave it like this, ABC, ABC as a template. And then we're adding a next step, which is, as I remember, was LinkedIn connection request. And we're adding LinkedIn, and we say that this is the priority. We don't care about this. We care about the timing. Now the timing here is important. We don't want to have this step on the third day. We want this step to be on the same day. So we put like immediately after the previous step. Continue. Boom. In the body we leave ABC. Okay. Then we turn on this step. So as you can see here is that we already have day 1 day one, we have automatic email and LinkedIn connection request. Now we're checking here, we have Telegram DM and email. Okay, let's go here, action item, because Telegram is manual. We put it 2 days, 2 working days after the previous step. And then we say TG DM. And then we say continue. Here we go, day 3, Telegram DM. Then what we have, email 2. You do an automatic email immediately after the next step. You do it here, boom. You say reply to a previous thread. It will be as the first email that you have chosen, or you can write a new email, and the new email can be NBC. Okay, here you do NBC. Okay, save, next step. Very simple. Day 5, LinkedIn comment or DM. Okay, then we have view profile, interact with the post, send message. Let's do send message. It's 2 days. Continue. Very good. DM. Chooks. Then what we have, email 3, day 6. So like 1 day next. We have email 3. This is 1 day here. 1 day here. Reply to a previous thread. What we have, day 7, non-message LinkedIn touch and Telegram meme. Very easy. You do it here. You do it interact with post. You do it immediately. You do it like this. Continue. Very easy. Oops. You see, I forgot to change the timing. Let's do edit. Let's do it. Boom. 1 day here. And after this, we are adding the action item is immediately after the next step. Meme. Continue. Very nice. And now the last day, email 4 and Telegram video message. And then we add the automatic email in 3 days. Continue. When you put last, we're replying to the previous thread. And then you put save here, and then you add the last step immediately, video, and then you put it here, and then that's it. So the sequence is ready right now. It's you see 10-step sequence, 10 days, very simple. So what you're doing here, you can activate the sequence. You can deactivate the sequence right now, because this is a very important thing to click. Also, feel free to click all of these toggles here so you don't miss any steps. And what you're doing next is that you go to contacts. Here you can add contacts. From contacts, you can from CSV, people that you already have. This can be contacts from Apollo. This can be contacts that we already found in the previous video. Check them out here. And then you can just run the sequence and it will automatically go for you. Then it will create these different action items. They will pop up in Apollo. They will tell you like do us. And until you do this step, the day 3 automatic email, it will not progress. This is the general rule of thumb. You can see, so in contacts you add people, in emails you can see the emails that you are sending. Here are the tasks, here is the activity logs. In report you would see different analytics, how your sequence is performing. The 2 numbers that you need to aim for is the open rate, and so like the read rate, and also the reply rate. You know, a lot of problems that people are having. We have very high read rate, but we have very small reply rate. This is the problem that you can fix. Or for example, if you have very small open rates and if you have very small reply rates, this is also a problem. That means that your copy is awful. If you just have the bad reply rates, maybe you need still to figure out a little bit better copy. But I hope you have my understanding. Now, what you are doing, so like Apollo is great because it automatically syncs with your HubSpot, like if you enable it, and in your HubSpot everything is going to be automatically updated on all current stages, so your managers, they can keep track of what you're doing. If you're doing the sequences in HubSpot, then it's even easier. If you're doing sequences with any other tool that I mentioned, like Instantly or Mailshake, they also sync with the CRM, so this is a very important feature to enable. But, for example, if you want to be super on the budget, if you don't have money to spend on this stuff, but you still need to outreach and you want to have a CRM, you want to keep track of your prospecting, so here I have for you the Web3 weekly prospecting tracker. What this is, then you get all of your people here with all of their data, like the company name, role, and blah blah blah, email, handle, and all of this stuff, and then you just manually change these steps to the steps that we outlined here. So for example, first one would be automatic email and LinkedIn connection request. So you put here email, have you sent? Yes. Connection request, have you sent? Yes. Then call one, yes. DM and email, yes. And then just one by one, day by day, you're going and you're checking these things that will help you to keep track of who are you reaching out, when are you reaching out. This is going to be the most basic CRM, and you can get this template by the link below. So go down below, click on the link, get the copy of this Web3 weekly prospecting tracker if you don't have a CRM, you don't have an outreach tool, and enjoy. By the way, while you're there, feel free to click a like and subscribe, because this is pretty good content. Now, I also wanted to talk for some tips, and tips include: one, adding prospects from same follow-up step in Telegram to one folder means this is easier to follow up. Very simple scenario. When you are here and you're day 3, you need to send Telegram DMs. Let's say it's 10 people. And you send DMs to 10 people, it would be easier to get all of these 10 people in the same Telegram folder, and you call it, I don't know what day is today. Today is Saturday 14th. So you call them, it's 14th of October. And then the next day, when you need to outreach them again here, send them a meme in 4 days, you go to the 14th of October and you have them all in the folder, you send them all a meme, and then it's easier for you. So you don't have to go to tasks and then click one person, go to Telegram, go to task, one person, Telegram. You can just go in Telegram, get in the folder, send messages to everybody, and just bulk create the bulk uncheck tasks. I hope you understand me. Now, it's okay to miss a day or two in tasks, but aim for completing everything. I mean, it's fine that if you miss, but better to avoid this. It's good if you always have something to work on, but remember that it's bad that if you have 500 uncompleted tasks. The more manual your sequence is, the more time it will take. This is very simple. If you go for LinkedIn, Twitter, Discord, and the more channels you add to it, the more manual the sequence begins. I go for LinkedIn, Telegram, and email because this is relevantly effective, and also from time to effectiveness scale. It's pretty effective, but I don't spend a lot of time here. If the situation changes, I will go and I will start using other channels. Feel free to experiment with different steps. Some people send video as a first Telegram DM. This is not math, this is art. This is really, guys, about finding your true style. This sequence would be good in the beginning, but then as you start trying it, as you start adapting to your product, to your prospect, to your people, maybe sending videos at the first DM wouldn't be a very bad idea. A lot of people do like this. You should set outreach goals. Every day I want to enroll 15 new people, for example. This is important because if you're not, this is consistency that we spoke about. Consistency outreach and consistency and in adding new people. You should always be prospecting. This is the most general rule, because if you're prospecting enough, this gives you enough pipeline, and if you have the pipeline, you have everything in sales. Pipeline can solve everything. So you need to be constantly and consistently adding new people. Set yourself an outreach goal, how many new people you want to add, and also please remember that while adding new people, you still need to complete the tasks for previous steps for all of these guys that you previously added. So in the beginning it's going to be very easy, but on the week 3, once you already have been adding like 10 people every week, so it's like already, there is already a ton of people, so it gets harder. So aim for that. And then what do we have else? Block time for adding new people, completing manual tasks, ideally first thing in the morning. Yes, this is the prospecting, this is the most important thing that you would be doing in your sales if you're an SDR, if you're a self-sourcing account executive, even if you are, I don't know, even if you're just a person in the company and you have been managed to do marketing, growth, everything, and you're the one that is doing the outreach. Do this the first thing in the morning because this is the most important part in your sales process. I cannot stress how important that is. This is the most important part that you need to know about the course. Do the prospecting in the morning, do the prospecting enough, and don't care about anything else, because then everything else you will catch it up on time. If you know how to do the prospecting, your company will be good and you will be a very valuable asset on the market overall. Now, home training. Get your free Apollo.io account and build your first sequence. Enroll yourself or few of your friends in your first sequence to see how this works, to try the stuff. If you are working for a DAO, or like if you checked out this video that I'm linking here below, how to get into tech sales, and you're in the agency or in a DAO that is looking for, you have some prospects to enroll, go for them, go crush them, go add new people, start the first sequence, build the first sequence and see how it goes. Explore tools that I mentioned in the beginning. How do they differ from each other? Like find out how does Apollo, HubSpot, instantly, why there are so many tools, why they're different, like what is the key difference, why people go for different tools. And also stay pumped for the next week, because the next week we're covering the copywriting. Copywriting is the hardest, but in reality it's relatively easy part, because it's all about trials and errors, and people just don't want to fail a lot of times. But we're gonna cover the copywriting and how to create a successful copy. So guys, I hope you like this video and you like this session in the Web3 Sales Gym. Right now it's time to hit your own home gym, to start going through all of this, getting more friends into the channel, liking and subscribing to this channel, and seeing you in the next video for the copywriting. Stay tuned. Bye bye.